At the start of World War II, a revolutionary fighter aircraft appeared, featuring an unusual layout and loaded with weapons. Yet for the very countries that produced it, this plane was written off as a disappointment. But on the other side of the globe, it rose to near mythical status. How could one fighter be rejected in one place yet celebrated in another? This is the story of the P-39 Airacobra. By 1940, American pilots were already noticing a severe weakness. The P-39 struggled badly at altitude. The problem stemmed from its single-stage supercharger, which caused a sharp loss of engine output once it climbed above roughly 12,000 feet. While its rated top speed of 370 miles per hour was achievable at its best height, performance fell off rapidly when climbing higher. Its climb rate past 15,000 feet also dropped off steeply. American mission planners, however, needed fighters that could escort bombers far into enemy territory with a combat radius of over 400 miles. With only about 120 gallons of internal fuel, the P-39 consistently fell short, managing a range closer to 200 miles. By contrast, other long-range escort fighters offered more than 500 miles of reach. By the end of 1941, flyers also reported another major issue. The aircraft's center of gravity shifted dramatically. Once the 30 shells for its 37mm cannon were fired off, the balance of the plane shifted rearward, making it unstable. This was especially dangerous in sharp turns or evasive maneuvers. Even though the P-39's main armament, the nose-mounted 37mm cannon, packed a devastating punch, it also had drawbacks. Its firing rate was slow compared to the rapid spray of multiple machine guns used in other fighters. This meant that the cannon's effective firing time was extremely short, lasting only around 12 seconds in total. On top of that, the different ballistic paths of its mixed weapons made aiming far more difficult, demanding unusually skilled marksmanship from pilots. But on the Eastern Front, the Soviet Union was fighting a very different kind of war, and they saw the P-39 in an entirely new light. Air combat there usually took place at low and mid-level altitudes, the exact range where the Allison V-1710 engine inside the Airacobra delivered maximum performance. At heights under 12,000 feet, the P-39 retained full power. Its top speed, ranging from 375 to 390 miles per hour, could be reached and held consistently. Even more important, its 37mm cannon combined with twin 50-caliber machine guns often meant a single well-aimed burst could destroy Luftwaffe bombers such as the Ju-87 Stuka or the Heinkel He-111. This heavy-hitting firepower was exactly what Soviet fighter doctrine demanded: quick, brutal strikes that could finish a fight in seconds. The Airacobra also proved highly agile in Soviet hands, thanks to its low wing loading and excellent roll rate, making it a formidable horizontal dogfighter. Its compact 34-foot wingspan gave it sharp maneuverability. Beyond agility, the Airacobra was tough. It carried good pilot armor, self-sealing fuel tanks, and had its engine mounted behind the cockpit, which boosted survival rates. These design features allowed it to endure the punishing conditions of the Eastern Front. On top of that, its cockpit offered near-complete visibility around the pilot, while its rugged tricycle landing gear made takeoffs and landings far easier. Records show the P-39 suffered far fewer accidents on rough improvised Soviet airfields compared to typical fighters of the era. When comparing doctrine, the difference was striking. For US and UK strategy, the Airacobra was rated poorly, barely a 3 out of 10 fit. But for Soviet combat style, it matched nearly perfectly, scoring a 9 out of 10. The result? A 32.5% increase in combat sortie effectiveness when flown by Soviet pilots. Moreover, Soviet aviators proved far more adaptable than their Western counterparts. They generally accepted the Airacobra without strong bias, unlike US or British pilots who often dismissed it. This flexibility meant Soviet flyers adjusted faster, scoring an 8 out of 10 for adaptability compared to just 5 in the West. The outcome was measurable. Soviet use of the P-39 achieved 17.5% greater combat efficiency. Another key distinction was the Soviet emphasis on raw destructive impact over sheer rate of fire. The 37mm cannon, while slow, delivered massive one-hit stopping power. Under Soviet doctrine, This weapon boosted kill probability by 60% per engagement. Maintenance and reliability also played a big role. On the harsh front lines, complex Western aircraft often struggled, but the simpler P-39 design was easier to service in the field, scoring a 7 out of 10 compared to just 4 for more advanced machines. That translated into a 12.5% higher readiness rate in combat. Most importantly, Soviet procurement was based on urgent practicality. They needed reliable aircraft immediately. Through Lend-Lease, the P-39 filled that gap, boosting Soviet air strength by 17.5% at a critical moment, buying precious time until stronger domestic fighters arrived. That was the journey of the P-39 Airacobra, from overlooked to indispensable. Its story shows a vital lesson. The real worth of a weapon isn't determined by its technical specifications on paper, but by how well it matches the brutal and shifting demands of the battlefield.